G'day guys, Cam Wild Touring. I'm filming in a cracking location. I'm parked up here right on the beach. You can see I'm bracing for a bit of a thunderstorm tonight. Hopefully it blows over. But if you missed this video, I posted it last week. It was an impromptu overnighter where I found some new ground by looking through satellite images. Anyway, today's video is about tyres. I'm not going to call it a tyre review. I don't want to do that. It's my experiences with these tyres, okay? So I've got the Falcon WILDPEAK AT3Ws. They're an all-terrain tyre. You can see now they're deflated down to about 16 pound because I've been driving over some rocky sort of limestone sharp stuff and a bit of soft sand coming into this campsite. So I've had these for about 40,000 K now. They've done a lot of hard Ks, I'd say. I've been towing a 2.5 ton van. My car's been sitting at about 3.5 tons, so pretty much right on my gross combined mass for this D-Max. And the tyres have performed wonderfully over soft beach sand all up the WA coast. I did the Gibb River Road, parts of the Tanami track, and drove some pretty horrendous tracks getting into campsites too that are renowned for being bad, such as through Ningaloo Station, into the Bungles, etc. Anyway, my experience with these tyres has been overwhelmingly really positive. Like I said, I've done about 40,000 Ks now. I just climbed underneath and had a look at the spare. I'm one of these people that are terrible and I don't rotate my spare in. So my spare's brand new, 40,000 Ks of wear on these, and the spare's sitting, is 12 or 13 mil new. And the ones I've been running after 40,000 Ks look to be about 8 to 10 mil of tread left. Now that's not everything, as most of you probably know. A hard wearing tyre is not necessarily an awesome thing. Yeah, you get massive Ks out of them, but it can often mean that they're terrible in wet weather. They're noisy, they skate all over the road, etc. So these handle all round really well. I can't comment too much on road noise because the D-Max is a pretty loud car anyway. There's not a lot of insulation in the firewall and the floor and whatnot. So I find I get a lot of engine noise, exhaust noise, road noise, wind noise anyway. So I can't really comment on how loud these are. But like I said, great in wet weather. They're great in sand. Being an all-terrain, they're sort of an all-round good tyre. They're not particularly great at self-cleaning if you're going through really thick mud, and obviously you'd want a mud terrain for that. But for rocks, for sand, a little bit of mud, and on the road, really good tyre. I think I'm going to get, realistically, somewhere between 80 to 120,000 Ks on these tyres. Since I've had them in my 40,000 Ks, I haven't had to replace any of them. This one's got a couple of little gouges in it. I'll show you a close-up. But I haven't had any leaks, any bead issues, any punctures, any chipping or anything like that. I've just torn a few little chunks out of the side walls when I've come a bit too close to sharp rocks, which can't really be helped. So there's not really a lot more I can really say on it. I just think they're a good tyre. This is probably the first time that I'll buy the same tyre again when I come for the time to replace them. Before these, I had TOYO OPENCOUNTRY AT2s in the same size with the same rims, and I had a horror run. In fact, that's quite a good comparison because they're similar price, the TOYO and the Falcon. Listen, a lot of people say great things about the TOYOs, so take this with a pinch of salt, do your own research, talk to a lot of people, because it's possible, that I just had a bad batch or whatever. But I did similar Ks. I think I did 30,000 Ks on the TOYOs, and I'd had to replace 3 of them. And pretty much all of it was bead issues. Every time I'd go full driving, I'd get sand, mud, sticks in the bead, and they'd start leaking. I blew out 2. I blew out 1 on the Great Central Road, just randomly, just exploded when I was sitting at about 25 PSI doing about 80 K an hour. Bugger. Oh well, change that. And then I also tore one not far from this campsite, actually, somewhere near Cervantes. I was driving off the beach and there was some sharp limestone rocks. My mate was doing a terrible job of spotting me. Cheers, Pete. And I ripped the side wall open on a sharp rock.
That was my bad.
So, you see there, it's completely ripped the sidewall apart. I can put my bloody finger through it. It is quite a sharp rock. It's right on the edge of this. So I'll jack it up and change this. It's not too bad a spot, it's fairly level. And we'll be on the road again.
Bad spotting, folks. My bad. Oh, you beer, mate.
No, it's all part of the fun. All part of the fun, isn't it? That does happen. I'm sure the same thing could happen with these as well. So yeah, after 30,000 Ks with the Toyos, I'd had to replace 3 of them. Actually, I'd replaced 2 of them. I was due to replace a 3rd one, which had been damaged, and that's when I was about to take off on our big lap of WA trip, and I said, stuff it. Rather than replacing it again and going away with a set of tyres I wasn't very confident in, I just ponied up and bought a whole new set of these Falcons, and I'm so glad I did because they've been a really good tyre. Previously, I've run BFGs, Coopers, Kumos. Over the years, I've had General Grabbers. I can't remember who makes them. What else have I had? Maxis. I've had most of the big tyre names. Mickey Thompson's. The only other tyres other than these that I've been really impressed with were the Mickey Thompson ATZs. So, but they're a lot more expensive. These, I think, Falcon do these deals all the time where you get 4 for the price of 3. So you get these in this size, 265, 75, 16, down to around 250 to 280 a tyre, something like that. They weren't expensive. Mickey Thompson ATZ's great tyre, but yeah, a lot more expensive than that. Anyway, Falcon, WILDPEAK AT3Ws. In my opinion, in my experience, I've had a really good run. I'll be buying another set. Do your own research, talk to lots of people, ask questions in forums, and speak to people you see out and about on the tracks and on the beaches and whatnot about their experiences with their different tyres. I hope that helps someone make an informed decision. Cheers, see you in the next one.